Hey y'all, this is Pam again with Mason Lance Designs, and today I'm going to do a video that has been requested several times. I'm going to show you how I set up my weekly layout, how I made that layout. Let's take a look at how I got started with it. First off, as you can see, I counted the squares because I want my 7 days, that whole week, to span as much as I can of the page. So I went on ahead and did that ahead of time instead of wasting time in the video. So let me go in and just erase. And then I wrote it up at the top so I don't end up forgetting. And before we completely get started, I always forget this. Let's go and make sure we're working on the right layer, because I kind of copied this page. I already have my layers set up, so we'll be on the third layer where it says boxes, and I'll have that click to current. You can label it, of course, whatever you want to label it. All you have to do is, click on the title, and you can entitle it, if you want to say charts or tables or boxes, however you want to label it, you can do that. So let's come over here to the chart tool. Looks like a calendar. And first off, I've been doing 2 columns, and then there's 7 days. And so I just take it and I just kind of draw it out. Okay. And I already calculated that I believe there are going to be 8 squares per day. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I did it right on target. And I'm leaving 3 spaces at the top, 3 spaces at the side. And let's see how many it's going to leave me at the bottom. Okay, that's evened out. So it looks like I have 4 at the bottom, and I would rather more at the top than the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do there. And that might be a little wide. I can come back in and change it. So that's pretty much how I did the 7 days. And if you want to, you can come in like I did and use the text tool, pick a font that you like, and just write in the days of the weeks. I mean, really, you don't have to, because you're probably going to put stickers there. But if you just wanted like a placeholder, or you just wanted it there in case you didn't want to mess with stickers that week, I mean, you can do that. And you could also come in and make it, any color you want to match. If you didn't want to do stickers and just make it different colors, you can even do the same thing with these charts. You can come in here and the border part, you can make the lines of it any color that's in your palette. So after we've done that part, sorry, I do a lot of scrolling in and out because I like to be able to see it really close up. Okay, so the next part, I come in here, and basically I'm just creating boxes, so they'll just be 1 and 1, and I'll shape them, and this just takes time based upon what exactly you want to do. I try to leave, 2 to 3 spaces between each box. Let me go over here and see. Don't think I counted across how many, but let's just say we're going to use this for steps. And I'll just keep it that same pink right now. Oops, wrong one. And sometimes these little boxes act quirky like that, and I just bring them back up, and look, I made some marks. I'll erase it. So with the steps, and then you can, let's just say we want the title that color, but we want the numbers, you know, or the days of the week, a particular color. So, and then you can also start with, whatever day of the week you want to start. So I usually start on Monday. And then you can just leave a couple of spaces. And, you know, figure out how many spaces you want to write your steps. I mean, I guess we have enough space so we can probably space it out that much. And then you just keep repeating the process. And if you wanted, you know, see, that wouldn't even it out. So you could, if you had enough room, you could slide the box wider to make it even. Or you can say, well, I don't think I'll need that much room, so we can take this T and bring it back over, you know, and have 3 boxes each. Now, when you're working in these boxes, okay, you have to remember that when you click the lasso tool and you click, you know, want to click the W, it's going to click the box. And so it's best when you're working with the text. You just click the text, that way you can pick that up. And if you wanted to resize it or move it, then you can go over to the lasso tool. But to pick it up on top of the box, it's best just to click the text. And so we can repeat that for different style boxes. Okay, we still have the same one-on-one. Whoops. So we can, you know, do a bigger box. Whoop, this one up here was supposed to be sleep. Like writing down the hours of sleep you got. Okay, that's what that one's supposed to be. This one is supposed to be for steps. Okay, I accidentally grabbed another one. There, we'll leave 2 in between there. And then we just make sure we get it right on the line, and sometimes it wants to bounce that way. So I just scroll in really close. And then you can continue, you know, like I did up there. I can put in, change the color, and write in steps. And see, that didn't get exactly on there where I wanted it. Yeah, see, that's why I like to work up close. I know there's a lot of in and out going on, but to me, I can get it, excuse me there, click the wrong thing, I can get it exactly where I want it. Sometimes it would help to click on the lasso, and then I clicked on this top little thing at the right, and then I click the selection guidelines. I turn it off, because sometimes that gives me, you know, a hard time on where I want to place stuff. Yeah. So sometimes when you're doing these boxes, it's better to turn it off. And then sometimes it's helpful because then once you get, if you're going to use a certain size box several times, then it helps it, make it the exact same size a lot easier. And so with this one, I just do the same thing. And so it looks like I decided to skip rows on this one. So if I wanted to come in here with the text tool, or I can even write, Monday, then I can come across, it's really, the sky's the limit on how you want to make my writing tool a little bit thinner. So that's why I usually use the text tool, because I prefer the text over my writing. I probably need to practice it more. But then when we come down to something like, let's just do that. Let's copy this, because it's the same process as what I'm doing. I get the box, I label it. I put in the days of the week. But see here, I decided to put in circles instead of the squares. And as fun as the circles are, if they're not right in the inside the box, when you try to do the fill in, it doesn't fill in completely. So I think I've decided to the next time not do these circles and just do the boxes, because then you can just click the box and it'll fill it in for you and not have to worry about the circles. And they're hard to resize each time I take it out of my symbols feature. Anyhow, I've noticed it kind of, I guess, isn't worth it. Okay, so let's look at the routines. Okay, so here I've got 13 and I have 7 days. So I'll come back over here to the table tool. And the columns I'll want is 7. And the rows I want is 13. And sometimes when you make the lines get really fat, really thick, then you can come in here to the border and see how it says 0.2. You can make it 0.3 if you wanted it a little bit thicker. But sometimes they come up really, really too fat, and it just, overwhelms what you're trying to do. So we said 13 rows by 7 days. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. So we almost had it. Okay. So then that's the actual, check boxes. And then I'll come over here, go back to the style, and then I'll just make a one-on-one box. And I'll just, match it up. And I like it that you can just click on each side and fit it exactly where you want it. Without having to, circle and then click edit or whatever. It makes it easier and quicker when you're in here moving stuff around. You just, tap inside the box. So I come over here and line this up. And so what I did up here at the top, I'm sure you can do it individual if you want to, but I typed Monday, Tuesday, I just typed the first letter. And you should be able to stretch this out till it fits right in there for you. Then you can come over here, click back on the letter tool, the handwriting tool. I'm sorry, the text tool. And then you can type in morning routines. And that pretty much perfectly fills that section. Just have to take the box and bring it around nice and neatly, so when you go to click on it, something nearby, you won't accidentally click on the letters too. And then I just start, filling in what I want to put there. And I started having these take up a whole lot of space, and I realized I really didn't need that many blanks for that. And so I decided to change it, and I've done the, excuse me, things are going crazy. Yeah, let me click off of that. I've made it shorter to where I've got, 13 spots for the morning, 8 for the afternoon, and then 13 for the evening. So it doesn't take up quite as much space. And then the box down here, when I did the healthy food habits, I did it the exact same way. I figured out how many rows, how many columns that I wanted. And then I just made little boxes. I like it better this way, having the open box, having the open box right here that you can just, fill in the little tasks that you want, across here. And then you can just click the fill tool and then just fill them in as you do it. I really love that part, that I'm able to nice and neatly fill in the boxes. So it's really, it takes time when you first do it, because you have to count, the boxes on the page, and then you want to figure out exactly, okay, what do I want to keep track of? What do I want to put on this page? And then you have to, count out your box size, and it does take a while the first time. And sometimes you may want to even, go back and change it, but it's so worth it, because I've been able to create a layout that's exactly how I want it. So let's look at the lasso tool, and we're going to lasso this whole page. And remember, we're going to click the smiley face for the symbols. And I'm already in my weekly folder, which is helpful, because then I won't have to move it there. So you can have open the folder you want to save it to. And then all I do is click the plus sign, and what I just made, we just put in there in the symbols tool. So let's take a look. We'll put it up here and make it a little bit bigger so we can see. And that's not what I just created. I clicked on the wrong one. I'm very sorry about that. I thought I had it clicked right. So let's go back in the symbols tool, because it's the one up here that's not labeled. And remember, anything you can lasso, you can save as a symbol. So this is everything that we just did. We can see the pink letters and some of the blue and stuff, and so we just saved what we did as a symbol to use again. And it's easy to, because I've started doing this, I've started kind of changing and tweaking my days. So I will, you know what, let's just go ahead and erase this real quick. So I'll go in here and pick the one I want. And then I'll just kind of open it up. And let's say, you know, I've decided, I still forget that. Let's click the lasso tool. I've decided that I want to start keeping stuff like this on a separate page. So I can go and take this out, delete it, and then if I want to put a long like to-do list here, or I mean, you know, if I just wanted it to put stickers there, I could do that. So, I mean, even after you've made it, you can still change it. And then once you've made changes, if you think you want to use it again, then you can go ahead and save that sticker as a symbol again. So this is how I created that weekly layout that y'all have been seeing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask and let me know of any other videos that you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.